And Jeter came out and told Cashman he wanted something like 5 years and $125 million. And this is for a shortstop who was like 37 at the time.
Yeah.
Which was ludicrous.
Of course it was.
I mean, I said that at the time when those numbers came out. Then if that's what Jeter wants, if that's a demand, then you have to let him go. You can't pay an aging shortstop that kind of money. And I understand he's the face of the Yankees, and I understand what he represents in terms of baseball and marketing. But you can't pay a player based on marketing. You just can't. And I think there was some acrimony during that negotiation, and apparently at some point Jeter said to Cashman or asked Cashman, who would you rather have playing shortstop than me? and Cashman, according to what Cashman is quoted as saying in the article, looked at Jeter and said, "Do you really want me to answer that question?" And Jeter said, "Yeah," which was Jeter's mistake. And Cashman said, "Troy Tulowitzki," who at that point was probably like 26 or so, or 27, and just coming into his prime, and wasn't the guy who he is now, who gets injured every year. But he was a guy who people were looking at as, all right, he's going to hit 35 home runs and drive in 110 runs every season. So yeah, he's the guy I want.
Well,
I mean, that's not even a question.
Well, one thing I had to give Jeter credit for, he had that $189 million contract, which was an incredible contract at the time. But when A-Rod got his big contract, he could have easily went to the Yankees and said, okay, you're paying a guy who hasn't done anything for your team all this money, and you're paying me, not that he's a pauper or anything, and not that, Derek Jeter has to worry about money, but, he has to, he could have easily, done, some embarrassing things to the Yankees, or tried to at least.
Who, Jeter?
Yeah.
No.
That's not a style. I know it's not a style.
It's not a style at all.
But,
he's hurting his own brand if he does that.
But think about it. He's got only $189 million. A-Rod's getting $250.
A-Rod put up better numbers. Plus, I just got a text from Cousin Andrew. Who said you can't put a number on the ladies he brings with him to the ballpark.
But he always did it discreetly, except for Mariah Carey, who brought PR people with him.
Well, but hey, that's he has a point there. There's a lot of tickets.
Wow.
A lot of women going into the Jeter luxury suite down the line there.
Well, I do know that there are a lot of women wearing that Mrs. Jeter T-shirt.
Exactly. Good contribution, Cuz.
Thanks, Cuz. Let's take a break. You're listening to From the Press Box right here on 90.3 FM, WHPC. Tim, you're on Twitter. What's your handle?
That would be @RealTimLeonard.
WHPC 90.3, the radio voice of Nassau Community College, is looking for individuals, businesses, charities, or organizations in our local and global community that would like to donate to support our radio station. Whether you listen locally or online, here is how it works. Go to our webpage at ncc.edu/WHPC and click Donate Now. Or if you prefer, you can send a check to WHPC Radio, 1 Education Drive, Garden City, New York, 11530. Make check payable to the NCC Foundation. In the memo of your check, write WHPC Donate Now. Any contributions will help defray our operating costs, and it's tax deductible. This message was brought to you by the radio voice of Nassau Community College, streaming online at ncc.edu/WHPC.
Tune into Thunder Road for
the heart-stopping, band-stropping, hard-rocking, earth-shocking, booty-shaking, love-making, Viagra-taking, history-making, legendary.
Join me, Kim Tracy, for the music of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band on Thunder Road, Thursdays at 11 p.m. and Sundays at 1 p.m. on 90.3 WHPC, and streaming at ncc.edu/WHPC.
Looking to hear a hip-hop radio show with an edge? Well, tune into Lyrics To Go, where I, DJ Solero, play some of hip-hop's classic and soon-to-be classic tunes from yesterday and today, while giving you an overall backdrop on the original songs used to make these classic tunes through the art of sampling. So if you're at home with absolutely nothing to do, check out Lyrics To Go Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and Saturdays at 2 a.m. only on 90.3 FM WHPC, the radio voice of Nassau Community College.
Now that Tim's back in the room, I won't sing.
I was in the room before.
You weren't.
Subjected
You
to
were.
it.
You were. I don't know what you were doing. You weren't ready.
I was always ready. Born ready.
Born ready. Anyway, talking baseball is it's baseball season. It's good to talk baseball. Mets had some fun this weekend in Colorado, and of course against Jose Reyes. Friend of the show, Christy Ackert, quoted him as saying, we'll see what happens here. He's talking about being in Cleveland. But in the next couple of years... Colorado. What did I say, Cleveland?
Yeah, you said
Okay,
Cleveland.
Colorado. But the next couple of years, I don't want to waste my time like that. I don't have to prove myself to anyone. People know what I'm capable of. I've spent a long time in this game. My numbers are down, solo bases, triple, whatever. But I'm 32 years old, and if there's some part of my game I need to change, it's to stay healthy and just stay on the field. So,
And how is he going to do that?
I don't
How's
know.
he planning on doing that when he hasn't shown the capability or propensity to do that over the last many years?
And Christie also wrote the Rockies took Reyes in a deal as a contract swap. He is owed $22 million for 2016 and 17, and he has a $4 million buyout in 2018. And I think, again, if you're going to take the money, you can't complain.
No, and that's why I said this last week, and I don't know why you didn't understand it last week.
I did understand it last week.
You
I was
kept
just
arguing
saying,
with me.
I was
last
just
week.
saying that I feel bad for these guys who take the money instead of going for the glory.
Why do you feel bad for them? They made a decision.
I
I'm
know
not
that.
having this argument with
I
you
know
again.
that, but what I'm saying is that if you make this decision, but you're going for the glory, you want to be remembered as a great player. You want to maybe make the Hall of Fame. You want a ring. You want to maybe go into the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, then don't take the highest offer.
I know that. You just don't hang out for the money.
But that's what Jose Reyes did.
I know.
You say you feel bad for him.
I feel bad
but
for
he
him.
made a decision.
I know that.
So why do you feel bad for him?
I
You
don't.
say you know that, but
I do. I feel bad for him.
why?
Because he went for the money instead of the glory.
Well, that's his stupidity.
I know that.
So that's why I don't feel bad for him at all. He made his decision. It was a bad decision, and now he's trying to undo his bad decision because now he wants to win. Well, now he's not as effective as he was, say, 5 years ago, and now his career is passing him by. He's not the effective player he once was. So that's a big part of the problem for Jose Reyes, and he wants people to treat him like he is that player. Like he's still that guy who's going to steal 50 bases and can electrify an offense. He is not that player anymore. So for Jose Reyes to come out and tell everybody that he wants to play on a winner, well, my response to that is, Jose, what are you adding to a team to make it a winner? Colorado is in last place. Colorado is going to stay in last place. Jose, why aren't you improving the Rockies? Why isn't that being done? And that's my biggest issue with Jose Reyes. Did Jose Reyes even play yesterday? I don't think he did.
I don't think so.
No. So why is he taking a day off?
Well,
He should be
it's
part.
not
He
his
should be
choice.
He should be part of the winning on a daily basis. The Mets threw Logan Verrett at him yesterday. It wasn't like Jose Reyes was sitting because he was facing a great pitcher. Even though I'll give Logan Verrett credit, he did pitch very well yesterday, but Logan Verrett is not a guy that you sit down for. So, Jose Reyes needs to get a clue about his own capabilities and who he is today as opposed to who he was 5 to 10 years ago. Because he's not the same guy.
Do you think in Colorado he gets the Jose cheer?
Probably not. I don't think they feel the love for Jose in Colorado since all he said since he got there is, I want to leave. And this place sucks.
There are a lot of people named Jose in Colorado. That's the
There's
other
probably
question.
3.
Mets won 5-1 yesterday over the Rockies. They are now 5 games ahead of Washington in the NL East, which is not a bad thing. We should say the Yankees are half a game behind Toronto.
Even in the loss column.
Even
Let's
in the loss
point that
column, they are a game behind in the wins. That's why they're half game out. But they're in second place technically, so that's
Technically.
not good right now. Though they would be the
4 games up on the wild card, though.
Yeah, they're in the
Let's
wild
also
card.
point
Yeah,
that
the
out.
wild card. They're doing well. So The Mets probably have to win the division to get into the playoffs. The Yankees probably get in on the wild card if they had to. Even though we still got 2 months, well, a month and a week of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're looking at it's pretty much. I don't want to say it's over because I wouldn't say that, but you're looking at the 2 wild card teams coming from the National League Central Division.
Right.
St. Louis and the Cubs, or I should say Pittsburgh and the Cubs are both playing extremely well, and St. Louis is playing even better than both of them. The Cubs in the second half have been phenomenal. So, I mean, this is a point that I'm not going to make now, but I'll give a taste for the Mets to wind up playing a National League Central team in the NLDS. That could be a real problem for the Mets, and I'm not going to get into the whole thing because it's a lot longer than what we have time for.
Sure.
But it very well could be a problem for the Mets as well as all of those teams are playing. And I don't know if it's avoidable at this point.
I agree with you on that. Also coming back tonight, David Wright.
Hey,
not that he's playing or going to save.
No,
the
he
team.
is playing.
Oh, he is playing.
He's playing tonight.
Oh, is he definitely?
He's
playing?
not coming back to sit on the bench.
Well, you never know.
He's David Wright.
But the good thing about this is they bring him in before. Well, actually, he played in April, so he could.
April 14th was the last time David Wright put on the
Because I'm thinking of the
Mets Grays.
September thing where you have to be on the team. The 40-man.
Oh,
roster.
that doesn't matter. He's
on that.
Even if he was on a disabled list, he's qualified for that. He'd be
he's
on any
back.
postseason roster.
They're being very quiet over there in Mets land, concerning don't expect a lot from him, and his minor league rehab was okay, well, not fantastic though.
Well, as Terry Collins said about 5 times in 3 sentences yesterday during his press conference, it's the Florida State League. So you're not going to get much out of the Florida State. Wright hit something like 310 or what? I think it was like 9 for 21 or whatever. I don't even know.
Better. It is the Florida State League.
It is Florida State League. So you have to accept that and understand that there's not going to be any real challenge for him there. He did make 3 errors in 7 games, which is a little disturbing. I mean, that tells me that his movement around third base might not be so good just yet. But the Mets need him in the lineup, and if they need him to get his timing back against major league pitching, and they need him, especially now with Duda on a disabled list.
Right.
I mean, it just seems like the Mets can't get everybody healthy at the same time. But Conforto continues to hit, and he's the kid that probably would have been sent down, but he keeps hitting, and the Mets keep needing him to stay in the major leagues. Otherwise, he would have been sent back to AAA. But
I feel bad a little bit for Conforto in the sense that this guy, if he came up maybe next year or the year after, where he probably would have been brought up, right. Maybe could have been Rookie of the Year candidate. Coming in this time, he's going to have more bats.
I don't know how many at bats he has, but if as long as he stays under 135, right. then that's possible. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen because he's already played a lot, and it looks like he's going to have to continue to play a lot.
Yeah, one more thing we didn't talk about this with the Yankees. CC Sabathia hurt again.
I'm concerned for CC. You will talk about like real concern, not concern like for Jose Reyes, but I'm talking real concern because the way CC Sabathia described his knee injury after yesterday's game, I mean, he came out in the 3rd inning, and CC's a tough guy. He's a guy who, if he's in some pain, he'll gut his way through it, and he'll make his start, and he'll give you what he's got. Yesterday in the 3rd inning, CC Sabathia said, "You know what? I can't do this anymore," and that is rare. And he said after the game, there's no fluid in his knee, and now there's this sharp pain that nobody really has an explanation for. When I hear that, when I hear no fluid, I mean the knee has been drained twice already this season. It's the same knee he had surgery on in the off season, and now there's a sharp pain. All right, pitchers can't pitch with sharp pains in their knee.
No.
All right, it's not possible.
No.
So what happens now? I mean, you put him on the DL. Maybe he gets a cortisone shot. But at what point does CC Sabathia say, you know what? I can't do this anymore. This hurts too much to do. And I've certainly made enough money. Do I want to continue to try to do this